Yo, it's your boy. I'm here at Cat's Off. How you gonna call the show Cat's Off when you got your hat on?
Well, you just took it off, so what do you mean?
I'm at Cat's Off with my dog. We here vibing.
Well, now I look crazy. Robbie gave his top 5 wide receivers, by the way, if you wanted to know. It's not who you think's on the list, so you should probably watch.
So,
Well, now I look crazy. What do you mean?
but you can't call the show Cat's Off when you have your hat.
I wanted to call it ass talk one time because we always talk at our ass out of the. But now it does make sense.
Nah, that would.
You didn't want to come on a podcast that called ass
I
talk?
would not have came on here. That was.
Robbie Chosen,
Yes,
welcome
sir.
to Caps Off.
Appreciate it, bro.
How you doing? Is it Robbie Chosen? Is that the right way to address you?
Yeah, Robbie Chosen Anderson, or
Which do you prefer?
Chosen.
Just Chosen.
Yeah, but everybody that been knew me since back then, it's like very hard for them to just Chosen. But it's like everybody I meet now, it's a lot simpler for them to just go by Chosen.
Chosen's way easier. It's also funny for me, like as someone that's played fantasy football for my entire life, everyone knows I feel like Robbie Anderson more than Chosen.
Yeah.
So when I get to say like, oh, who are you having on the podcast? And I get to say Chosen, then I have to get into it and that's Robbie Chosen Anderson and everything. But I feel like when I think of Chosen, I go back to probably that year in Carolina where you will put up 1,000+. That was definitely the stint that I think of when it comes to fantasy football and Chosen.
No, for sure.
But how you feeling, man? You look good. I was telling you in the
Appreciate it,
elevator,
bro.
you look good.
I'm good, man. I'm blessed. I feel great. I was excited about this. A lot of times I do podcasts. Like sometimes I be excited, but I was excited, looking forward to this. I feel like we gonna have fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think well, why would you realize this? But you're actually the first athlete that we're having on in this new format. So a little history is that I've been doing this podcast now for 4 years, and it was me and my friends. We'd shoot the shit. We would argue nonsense about the NFL. But the problem is, like, and I was explaining to you this off the camera a little bit, is all the podcasts within like the athletic space is way more former athlete gets to talk to current athlete, insider gets to talk to current athlete. There's no like fan-led podcast that gets to talk to athletes. And I think us fans, we don't really relate to the pivots of the world with Ryan Clark and everything. We don't relate to those as much. So you're the first person, you're the dummy, pretty much. You're the first person that agreed. I DM'd 400 different athletes. You said yes, so I appreciate it. It means a lot.
I'm like a test trial.
Yeah, you're the test trial. Exactly. How does that make you feel?
The way you said it, I ain't really like that part. But
No, well, you're the only one that gave me the time of
nah, I
day.
just playing. I understand.
You're the one that gave me the time of day. Also, I'm a Dolphins fan, so the fact that
Yeah.
you were with us last year is nice.
No, for sure.
What's the update with you now? Before you're obviously a free agent right now. What's the update with you? Trying to get back in, obviously. What's the update?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just waiting, staying patient, waiting for that right call.
I saw you in July. It said still talking to the Dolphins. What's the update? You going to join my team again, or what are we going to do?
I don't really know. I don't know. I mean, I don't really like how things went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The first time, the second time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that if it presents itself and it makes sense, then yeah. But I just don't think that that's like the right fit for me.
You know, as a Dolphins fan, as much as I would love to have you, I think it's in your best interest not to.
Yeah,
because let's call it what it is. Like, I don't have high hopes for this team this year at all. And I think the media doesn't either. So it's in your best interest probably to go elsewhere. I could say it, you can't say it, put it like that.
I mean, I wouldn't even say from really that perspective. I just think from what I was capable of doing.
Yeah.
And the opportunities I was given,
That's fair.
it just ain't really add up,
All right, well, I want to kind of do some softballs. As like an NFL fan, do you get to watch other teams as much? Like, I feel like there's, it kind of goes back and forth where you, as a player, you're done with the game and you don't go home and like watch the games as much. Is that true? Like, are you a fan of other teams in the league when you get to watch other players and whatnot?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we watch, especially on like the Thursday night games. Like in the past, what I've done, typically most places, like we'll go all out. Our position to go out to dinner and watch the Thursday night games.
Oh, it's fun.
And then like I remember in Carolina, like me and DJ after a game, we'll watch Sunday night football together.
That's fun.
And things like that.
Any crazy memories of watching a specific game that comes to mind, whether it be...
I remember, I ain't gonna lie, one time, me and him watching the game, and the team that was playing, like they was just throwing the ball left and right, and me and him looking at each other like, damn, like it looked so easy for them. Why it's so hard for us to do that? But
what team was it?
I don't remember the exact game.
Oh shit!
I don't remember the exact team. Yeah, they was throwing the ball left and right, and me and him just looking at each other like, bro. But yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because one of the questions that I had for you was, as a player, do you often look at other teams and be like, it looks so easy why can't we just do it like that? And then you go back the next day and try and replicate other things. Like, does that ever happen where you watch like a Sunday Night Football and you feel like you need to go back into it and kind of say like, we need to replicate what they're doing ever, or no?
I mean, it don't really work like that. You would want it to.
I think so, yeah.
But that other team, they don't run the same offense. You know, it's just different personnel, different play caller. But in a perfect world, you look at, like, it ain't like Madden where it's like, okay, I'm playing with the Chargers, but I could go ahead and rip it with the Bills offense. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly how I look at it.
You would think, but then again, in the past, I played with coaches where it's a copycat league, so they are smart enough to say, okay, that worked for them. Let me go ahead and do this too, or you know, add on. But then I've been other places where they just like my way or the highway. Then I've been places with some creativity and things like that. So you know, it kind of goes. It just all depends on who you playing, game playing, all that stuff.
Makes sense. Who's your favorite player to watch in the league right now? Do you have one?
My favorite to watch right now, at this exact moment,
or maybe a favorite team. If Robbie Chosen was like, this is the, you know, my favorite team to watch right now.
The Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Why is that?
LJ, Derrick Henry.
Well, Lamar's from here also, so.
Yeah. And just, I don't know, I like they defense. Like, when them boys on fire, they, like, it's like, it's like playing Madden.
So why can't they get over the hump, though? That's always my question.
Yeah. I just think last year, Buffalo, what I've learned, like, majority of times, it's the turnover battle.
Right.
I just think them turnovers got to them. You know, it just be them small mistakes, but they that close. You know, same with Buffalo, they that close too.
They're really
but
close.
Like, that's what it comes down to. And I just think that it was just really that.
The AFC's loaded. I mean, whether it be Buffalo, whether it be the Ravens, whether it be still Kansas City, I think Cincinnati is a team that could still kind of get over that hump. But yeah, the AFC's loaded. I'm kind of curious, if you had to build a wide receiver room with you plus 4 others in the league, could be anyone, who would it be? You're essentially making a starting 5, but you have to add to the depth chart in a way. So you got.
And am I going on like just like current like on the field? Like, am I going based off the field, like just overall chemistry, or like what we going?
That's your list. You put together your all-star cast. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be friends with them at all. You could just be like, I love their game. Robbie Chosen's top 5 basically in the NFL is kind of you building out that wide receiver room.
So I'm going my top 5 receivers, or
no,
like
it's
my
your
top
room,
5
because you're in it.
My receiver room,
your
my
receiver
ideal
room.
receiver room.
So number 1 is Robbie Chosen, right? We got to start there. Now we need 4 others off the dome.
I'm gonna go with me.
Yeah,
of course. DJ Moore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cause me and bro, we was lit out there.
And you guys have the chemistry.
We was a dynamic duo. I'm gonna go Waddle.
Before Tyreek. Huh.
Waddle and Reek.
Okay.
I got one more.
Yeah, 2 more.
I got 2 more.
You got one more. I can't count.
Damn, who I want to go with my last one?
So you got Jamar, you got Jettis.
I don't want to. I feel like everybody, you know.
Jamar, Jettis. Let's see. You got Devontae Adams in there. You have AJ Brown.
I don't want to go like that's everybody always. They you know they always get chose like automatic. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's see. Who else? Terry McLaurin, maybe. Someone that doesn't get as much respect?
I'm going to go Jawan Jennings.
Jawan Jennings?
Yeah.
Wow. He doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, he's that, though.
Do you think Debo now being cleared out of San Francisco, like what's the type of leap you expect Jawan Jennings to take then if you're putting him in that top 5?
I think he's going to build on what he did last year. Like what he was like. Review rounded up, he had 1,000 last year.
I mean, I see it through the fantasy lens, so it's not great. But
yeah, nah, he's that, though. Like, dog is that. He just, you know, the first couple of years there, he was like kind of the wide receiver 3. And then last year, he got to really prove himself. But
right.
And then my time being there, like, he's really that.
Do you play fantasy football or no?
Nah, I ain't never played it.
Do you have any interest or?
Nah, I don't really know how it go, but whenever people come up to me like, you help me with fantasy, I'd be like, okay, well then where's my compensation?
Here's the easiest way to think about it. If you perform well, our team performs well.
Yeah, no, I know, I understand it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't never put no team together, like logged on and, you know, did all that. But like I said, people always blitz me about how good I help them. Like, I'm like, okay, well then help me help you. You know what I'm saying? But
well, I feel like you have guys like Austin Eckler who talk about fantasy football, and then I feel like there was another wide receiver, I think last year, that said, I don't care about your fantasy team. So I feel like, I don't know,
it's a part of the, you know, it's a part of like fans, like, cause you might not be on their favorite team, but you on their personal team, so they grow like a love for you. And I know like a lot of people always like was like, man, you helped me get over the hump with my fantasy. Like you helped me a lot.
Well, that's what I said to you. I mean, you've won me a fantasy championship before, so this is a fun one.
So what's my compensation? What's my trophy?
I got nothing. Honestly, I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
I won $1,000 though, but that's.
So we gotta cut.
But that's on your wrist. That's a little piece of metal on your wrist is what I won in fantasy because of you.
I still need my compensation, bro.
So do you want my fantasy trophy and I'll get your AP? Is that I think it's an AP.
I need my percentage, my boy.
Okay, so how much do you want? What do you want? 10%? 25%? 50%? I was drafting right before this.
What? Like, how much did I really, like, you know what I'm saying, put into it?
You were my wide receiver 3.
Bro, that's how you gonna do me, bro?
No, that's not how it works. You get 3 wide receivers. So you start 2 wide receivers, and obviously you become my third. You're in the starting lineup.
So basically you telling me I was your flex.
Yeah, see, you know.
That's crazy.
What?
So since I was your flex,
do you know how important it is to have a flex, like a good flex? That's
why? But fam, why I wasn't your one? Like, why you ain't just off rip depend on me? Let's hear the truth.
Why would I depend on you?
Yeah, why didn't you just like, this my number one right here? I'm locked in on, bro. I know he gonna come through. Was it me or was it my situation? Let's be real.
If you want to be real, Carolina's not a great situation.
So it wasn't me then.
It was you.
Okay.
Because Carolina's not a good situation, and you performed.
That's what I'm saying. So the reason I wasn't a one was more so because the situation, not me as a player. That's what you're telling me. Oh, you ain't
Chosen, you got to understand.
You ain't had no faith in me.
No, you have to understand. You get drafted later based off of where they think you're going. So if I get you in the 5th round versus the 1st round, then that's a steal.
I was a steal for you.
Exactly.
All right, so Bon, so this is how we gonna rip it. Since I was a steal for you, I'm gonna need my steal. I need 80% for your championship.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I do have to potentially make a pick in the middle of this episode. I actually was drafting right before, so.
Yeah.
Should I just draft you as a free agent then?
Bruh, I don't think you deserve me to be on your team because you don't have the proper faith in me.
Well, fuck me then, right? I'm curious, who's the toughest DB you've ever gone against?
Toughest DB I ever gone against? Stephon Gilmore.
Really?
Yeah,
DPOY.
But I ain't gonna lie though. I say that though, but that's my dog now, but when he was going against me, he had safety over top.
Well, that's what you got to do. You're fast. You
got 4-3. But still, though, it's like, come on, bro. Like just me and you.
Okay, so then I'll change the question. If you have to go one-on-one with Stephon Gilmore, out of 10 times, how many times do you think you're getting him? That's a DPOY also you're talking about.
I know, bro, weaknesses, and I know his strengths, so I'm finna attack his weaknesses all day.
What were his weaknesses?
I don't want to put out no scout report on this.
You think there's no film on that already?
This my dog. I don't want to like make it easy for the rest of the league to just go ahead and just rip it on them.
There's not enough people that watch this podcast, so then we get fucked.
If you think like that, they not. This gonna go. We gonna make this go where it need to go.
All right, so Stephon Gilmore, you're safe for now. Put it like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna let bro. That's my dog, but he definitely top. Then Xavier Howard, Ramsey, Pat P.
Is Patrick Peterson still in the league?
Nah, he just retired.
He just retired.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Pat.
For sure. Brad County too.
Yep.
And then I say my 5th. I ain't gonna lie. It's like I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go tie, but like probably Kenny Moore.
Really?
Yeah, Kenny Moore. He that.
Colts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nickel.
Wow.
Probably best nickel in the league for sure.
Wow. I DM'd Kenny to also come on the podcast.
He didn't hit you back?
He didn't look. He didn't. I mean, you could ask him right now.
I'm gonna holler at him.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I'm gonna holler at him.
Kenny, let's talk, man. I want to take it back though. I know we've like obviously started talking about the NFL, but yeah. I'm curious. You and I were talking off camera. You're from the same hometown as I am. Mm-hmm. Shout out Plantation, Florida. I'm curious. What was your childhood like? Like, how did you get into football? Like, tell me a little bit about yourself and growing up.
My childhood was like, it was cool. Mm-hmm. You know, I felt that like I found my childhood through sports. Mm-hmm. Like I ain't really like to play with like toys and like action figures and all that. I like to play sports, so I was like sports head. Like I used to sit in the house and like pretend like I was on the bench in the NBA. Like, you know how they be on the little bench. Yeah. I watch the game like on my little chair and act like I was in the game and stuff. And that was always what I wanted to do, like school. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go play sports like PE time, get that little time and stuff. That's what I wanted to do. But sports was my happiness for the most part of my childhood. I feel like sports brought me life. It gave me something to want to become in life. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
When did you know, like when did it hit you early on that you were a damn good athlete? Was it the speed that came first? Were you taller than others? What clicked first?
My main sport growing up was baseball.
Really?
First, yeah, that was really my childhood dream was to go play Major League Baseball. But you know, down here we don't really play baseball like that. So it's like I kind of like, I don't try and regret nothing in life, but I would say like, damn, like I regret not keep playing baseball and letting the environment kind of like influence me, you know. But then I also too, like, the last year of baseball, like my team was just not that good, so it got boring to me, like just standing in the infield for so long. And football was like, you know, that thrill. Yeah. When it came to sports, God bless my with a special skill set and physical gifts. And my dad and mom very athletic. My dad was real good at baseball. My mom was very athletic. So I just had like a natural ability. And I don't know, I just always, when I was young, I was like, I'm gonna go major league. Like was inspired through what I seen through the TV. Yeah.
So then at what point did it click where you were like, I'm gonna try and do this in college? Was it like a junior year, senior year, sophomore year?
My inspiration to go play college football was probably like when I was in like elementary.
Oh, it was early.
Yeah,
it was early.
Growing up watching the Hurricanes. Yeah, I was determined to like go be a Hurricane. Yeah, so that was always my what I was set out to do.
Yeah, I was a diehard Hurricanes fan, but I didn't get into Miami, so I didn't get to go. But I was too stupid. Yeah. But I wish I could have went. Yeah. I ended up going to Colorado, so that's fun. Yeah, that's good. I'm kind of curious though. Obviously, you then go play in college. You go to Temple. What was Temple like? Obviously, growing up in South Florida, it's a little bit different in Philadelphia. So tell me about that.
That joint was strange at first. Like I remember, I ain't gonna lie, they got me because when I went on my visit, it was snowing. So I didn't really see how it looked.
Had you seen snow before or no?
Yeah, I seen snow before, but it's like everything was kind of covered up. Right. And then like when you on the visit, they got you going like from here to here to here. So you're not really having time to like just, you know, really look around. Yeah. And they got you so busy. Then when I came back, they go to college, I'm coming down off the highway and I felt like I was on in the scene and paid in full. And it just was like completely different than what I saw on the visit, so to say. But it was definitely an adjustment coming from growing up down here to like, you know, this tropical sun and all that to being like in a city. Right. You know, it was definitely different.
Did you adopt, or I guess I would say, how soon did you adopt the word John into your vocabulary?
Man, I still don't, that word to me, dad and like young bull and all that, and then like I had like like I won't say a disconnect, but it's like how I dress them boys trying to come at me for how I dress. Yeah, like bro, this how I dress where I'm from. Like y'all do y'all, let me do me. Like it was like trying to like, it's like I used to be butting heads with them boys from up north for real. But I had my dogs from Florida to, you know, vibe with and understood me and things like that. And then you know how down here we say bit and stuff like that. So they be trying to joke around and talk like that and whatnot. And then they like their music, we like our music, but it all worked out.
Were there any big names that went to the NFL that were on that team? Like within your 4 years at Temple?
Yeah, like my generation, we all basically went to the league. Me,
Jesus fuck,
Deion Dawkins, Hassan Reddick, Tyler Metcalf, Tavon Young, PJ Walker, Nate Hairston, and then there was like a lot of other dudes that went into the league. You know, they did what they had to do as well. But like before us, it was like two dudes that, you know, kind of kicked that door in. Muhammad Wilkerson, Jaquan Jarrett. And then after then, there was a couple dudes that, you know, stepped their foot in, you know, did what they had to do. But then us, we just changed the whole narrative. And then now them boys after us, they got to redo that again, you know.
I know a team that your college roommate plays on that they could vastly improve their wide receiver room. And one of the people in this room right now is actually a fan of that team. So tell Dion to give you a call.
Oh, the Bills. Yeah.
The Bills could definitely use you. So you go obviously 4 years. You do your thing at Temple, but you end up going undrafted. What was that experience like going undrafted?
I ain't gonna lie, going undrafted, at first I was upset about what. Let me take that back. I was thankful, but I was like, damn, like I was, you know, I was mad about it.
As you should be. What do you mean? You just worked your ass off.
You're right. And then, but I ain't gonna lie, after like the 5th round, I didn't want to be drafted because it was like 6, 7 rounds. Like it's at that point, it's like to say you got drafted, money's not guaranteed. Right. And then I was looking at it like it'll probably be better for me to go undrafted because I'll be able to choose my destination instead of just kind of get stuck somewhere. But it was all or nothing. That was my mindset. I was like, you know, I was it fueled me.
Right.
You know, it put that chip on my shoulder. Like, okay, y'all sleep on me. I'm gonna show the whole league what I'm about. So, you know, it motivated me and made me who I am.
Totally.
And, you know, I took it and ran with it. And I look at it like, to me, it makes my story more unique and like makes my success not like better than the next man, but it's like more unique, more rare.
I feel like it adopts more of that rags to riches like mentality, where you obviously have to start further down the line and then work your way up.
Yeah, and you know, it fits my story, it fits my purpose, inspiration, showing that come from nothing to something.
Yeah. As someone that went undrafted, what's the biggest misconception about someone that goes undrafted? I feel like as a fan, we don't really totally understand what that process is like. Could you shed some light? Like, what is the biggest misconception of going undrafted?
I feel like probably the biggest misconception is that people probably think that somebody that goes undrafted isn't good.
Right.
Because sometimes them boys that go drafted really not good. They just went to a big school and then they just carrying the name of that logo and they really not that good. It's just what the people did before them.
Right.
But I'll probably say that like people try and probably look down like undrafted, like, you know.
That's fair. I feel like the number one parallel that anyone would draw right now would probably be the Shador situation. Obviously, it's very different, but yeah, I don't know. I think we all kind of feel that any of these athletes, like if they go undrafted, they're not a good player. And obviously, if you get close enough to the league, you're damn good. So.
Yeah, if you play anybody like, I done got into one of my homeboys before, like, they be trying to say somebody's not good. I'm like, bro, anybody that play in the NFL is good. Like, it's like, yeah, they might not be good to the standard of what but if you touch the league, you're good.
100%. Not even that. If you play Division I football, you're damn good.
Yeah, facts.
Okay, so we fast forward. You go undrafted. You go to the Jets. You go into a room with Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker. What was that experience like going into camp?
It was cool. That was like, those two being there was part of my decision to choosing to go there. Because I'm like, you know, it's two good veterans in that room that I could go learn from, opposed to another team I was considering. They had like a real young room. So I was looking at it like bigger picture, like they ain't probably gonna be able to teach me. Like they still trying to figure things out themselves.
Yeah.
These two done had success I want to have.
Yeah.
So that add to that like pro side of my decision.
You might be the first person that I think I could think of that would say they want to go to the Jets. Or is that just a fan-led narrative?
Nah, I mean, you know the thing, I never, like if it was any team, anybody would have asked me, I would have thought I would have played for it. Never would have been the Jets. Like I ain't never even really pay attention to the Jets like that. My uncle was a Jets fan. I think he had season tickets. I went to a game the year before when I went into the NFL. I went to a preseason game, maybe 2 years before. But I never would have thought I was gonna go to the Jets.
Were you a Dolphins fan growing up from being from down here or no?
Nah, I wasn't never really a Dolphins fan. I was a Giants fan.
Well, you get 2 Super Bowls then, I guess.
Yeah, I was a Giants fan growing up. I ain't never really cared for the Dolphins was never good like that. Like
we still aren't.
Yeah, I mean y'all straight now.
I appreciate you saying y'all as if I'm part of the team still.
I mean you are. You a fan.
I'm definitely a fan.
Die hard, so you part of that, you know.
You wanna know the best part about being a Dolphins fan is the only positive thing that I can say was something that happened when my dad didn't even think about having me as a child yet. It was 1972 when they had the undefeated season. I've never had a playoff win in my lifetime. That's the most positive thing that's happened to the Dolphins.
I ain't never had a playoff win either, so.
Exactly. You have 2 Super Bowls. You just say you're a Giants fan.
I'm talking about playing though.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So I was just saying it from that perspective. But yeah, you're right. I do got some Bulls as a Giants fan.
I'm curious. So you played with Brandon Marshall. We touched on it a little bit. I feel like Brandon Marshall is a polar opposite to a lot of the NFL wide receivers that come into the league today, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot more of these route technicians. How does Brandon Marshall compare to, or how does an alpha wide receiver like Brandon Marshall compare to these route technicians that come into the league today?
But the game's changed so much.
Yeah.
Like when I came in the league, I was like, it's in an article, I was considered small.
And you're 6'3".
180, 190, you know? But it's like now they don't really want them big macho receivers like that. They want these shifty little gadgets. So the game done completely changed.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody like Deshaun Jackson was probably one of the first, but then like I feel like individuals like me, small, like I guess smaller frame, and then like Tyreek and like the Hollywood kind of like shown like. And it's weird because now people want small corners. I mean, they want small receivers but big corners.
So it's kind of flipped a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that just because of the game has changed, do you think? Or why would that be?
I mean, from my perspective, those little shifty receivers are harder to cover than like a big dude. Yeah, a big dude can muscle you up.
Yeah.
But those shifty guys can do more, and then big corners, you know, they have an advantage.
Yeah, totally. Well, I also think you mentioned like the Tyreek body type. I feel like when Tyreek was in Kansas City, he was considered a deep ball guy, just like a fast boy, and then he goes to Miami and obviously almost puts up 2K, and I feel like that's when people put some respect on his name, and now I think that's why you see a lot more of these teams adopting these smaller wide receivers as well. Like, it was almost like this can work. This can be a lethal approach. Would you say yeah or no? Not really.
No, I think everybody knew what he could do prior to Miami, but they was probably trying to give a lot of his success, like he's successful because of Mahomes.
Yeah.
But I think that it kind of started transforming over like the years of like us entering the NFL. Like, receivers started getting smaller over that little period of time, and then now, you know, they don't really care about your height at receiver, I feel like, no more.
Okay, so you make the roster.
Yeah.
You go into your sophomore year. You go 5 straight games with a touchdown.
Yeah.
What was the Robbie Chosen I made it moment in the NFL? Did you have one?
Like an exact moment?
Not an exact moment, but was like maybe over the course of those games, you were looking at it and you were like, holy shit, like I'm doing it. Like I literally just went undrafted. Now I'm on a roster. Now I'm making an impact. Or does that not exist, right? Like I think that's kind of something from the fans' perspective where I think about it. It's like, does an athlete be like, holy shit, I just made it?
I feel like I ain't really like, I don't know. It's like, to me, it just never really felt like it was real. Like, I feel like I realized, like, more so now looking back, like, what was really taking place. Like, I was in the moment. Like, I felt everything going on. Yeah. But I was also so locked in. But I always felt like I belonged, though. Like, I never felt like, oh, like, I'm in the end. Like, nah, I've been felt like going in like, I felt like I should have been a top 10 pick. You know what I'm saying? So I always had that confidence and felt that, like, I'm here. You know, it was just more so to me, like, it was, like, proving, showing like that, like I could do it. You know?
Of course. That sophomore year, or was it your freshman year? Did you play with Darnold? Sam Darnold was on that team, yeah? Or was it?
No, Sam came in my third year.
Your third year. What was your experience with that? With Sam Darnold coming in your third year? Because you had Fitzpatrick, I think. One year you had some other quarterbacks, yeah?
Yeah, I had Fitz my first year, Geno a little bit, and then he got hurt, and then it was Fitz again. And then my second year was Josh McCown and then Bryce Petty. And I played with Petty my first year too. Yeah. And then I was with Sam my third year.
Why do you think, because obviously Sam struggled in New York, why do you think Sam Darnold is able to have success in a Minnesota and then hopefully obviously in Seattle when he doesn't have success in Carolina or New York? Why do you think that is?
I said it a couple years ago on I Am Athlete, and he just wasn't developed right. He came into a kind of like an unstable situation his first year in New York with a first-time coordinator. I won't say like shaky weapons around himself, but like injuries.
Well, that would be shitting on yourself. That's fucked up.
No, not just me though. You know what I'm saying? Just because around me it was a little shaky. You know, we had other guys getting banged up, and it wasn't like, you know, too much, you know, weapons around them, so to say. But I don't think he should have played. I think even coming to Carolina, he was still young, still not really developed. I think going to San Francisco helped him a lot. Going there, like, learning.
And sitting
really
behind, working with Shanahan.
Yeah, and then going into Minnesota.
I forgot that he went there. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think that's, to me, I feel like that was like, it reset his career. Yeah. Because he got to see things from a different perspective and sit back, absorb, learn. He was in a good situation out there. And then obviously go to Minnesota and, you know.
Ball the fuck out.
Yeah, and then, you know, I think he's going to have a great year out there in Seattle. I believe they're running a similar system to what he was in Minnesota and San Fran. So he's been in that before. Yeah. So he should be good out there.
And an underrated wide receiver room. I mean, JSN and Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, that's solid.
Who's their third? I don't even know who their third is. Interesting. I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm happy for Sam. It's really cool to see a transition like that, especially with Geno, right? You touched on Geno as well. Geno gets to go to Seattle, has success. He leaves the Jets organization. He does his thing. He sits behind and finds success. Sam kind of goes elsewhere. He gets to sit back, relax, and then becomes like the quarterback that he is today. So I guess it is real. Like, system is everything. The opportunity is everything in the NFL. You could go anywhere. You could be the highest draft pick in the world. You could be a number 1 pick, and just because you're the number one pick doesn't mean you're going to have success, as we've seen.
I feel like it'd be harder when you are a number one pick playing offense because obviously
you're coming into the worst system.
Yeah,
you had to have the number one pick. Yeah.
That's why I feel like it worked out great for Lamar because he actually went into a good situation. Even with Pat, him going to the Chiefs like later than he,
and sitting behind,
being able to go into a good situation. I feel like that's everything. Like, it's tough. Like them being them high picks is tough because then they coach get fired the next year, and everything always just all over the place.
Yeah, I want to move to one of my favorite moments. So you obviously go to New York. From New York, you go to Carolina. What was playing for the Panthers like?
Playing for the Panthers was it was cool. I enjoyed it a lot, the first year especially.
Yeah, my favorite moment was the Sir Purr moment. How many people, I want to pull up the video of the Sir Purr, I want to watch it. How many people before we watch it still talk about the Sir Purr moment today?
And everybody that like brings it up, or like when it comes back up, like they all go crazy about it. And then people that know me, they know that I was being serious. But the thing with this situation is that, bruh, it's not me that made this like funny. Like if you know, like Curtis and DJ is hilarious. But it's really Curtis because he's like dead serious about Sir Purr. Yeah. Like he's really, if you really like analyze it, like he's really like disturbed that I don't know his name.
You both were. All right, Robbie, let's revisit the Sir Purr moment. I want to watch this with you.
You call him that?
Yeah, that's his name.
So you was like, what's up, Sir Purr? That's man doing.
You didn't know he was a Panther?
That's Sir Purr.
Who?
Sir Purr.
You didn't know he's a Panther? You play for the Panthers. So what do you think? It's not the Bears. You're not the Chicago Bears. It's the Carolina Bears.
It caught me off guard, bro, because he's standing up, and then it just caught me off guard. Like I ain't never seen the mascot before, never heard of him, nothing like that. So it just was one of those like thinking out loud moments.
I also think when I rewatched the video for the first time ever, the Sir Purr name clicked. That like a panther does the purr, like a cat purrs.
Yeah.
And that didn't even click for me, but it clicked for you in the moment. You said like Sir Purr. Did it not click in that moment, or it did?
Nah, I was just like the name and stuff. I'm like, it just throwed me off a little bit.
What was the reaction from like DJ and other teammates in the locker room, or when that went viral? Because it went viral. Yeah, it might be the biggest like mascot viral moment of the last 5 years, and that's you. That's all because of you.
So the funny thing about it, the PR girl, she called me like that Monday, and she was like cracking up, and she brought it up, and I'm like trying to even remember because I was mic'd up, but I wasn't really talking like that the whole, like even if you watch the whole thing, I ain't really talk that much. I was so locked in, and I didn't even remember really even saying that, and then I didn't think that it was gonna like become all that, and then it's like the whole Carolina was just like thankful for it. It brought them so much happiness, and I did not expect that to do that.
Well, it made sense, whatever, like you were locked in because you had 1,000 yards that year. I think that was one of your best seasons. What was clicking for you in Carolina that year?
I would say what clicked for me that year in Carolina was great. I played with a great quarterback that year.
Who was it, Teddy?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, wow.
We put in a lot of work that all season. And I would say the other thing, opportunities. They didn't put me in a box. They didn't try and not let me eat. Yeah. I think also too.
Wait, you just said not let you eat. You're telling me like in New York they were trying to hinder your diet or something? Is that what you're referring to, or?
Nah, they let me eat up in New York. Quarterbacks would get hurt sometimes, and things got tough.
Oh, you're talking about eating on the field.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I literally thought food.
Nah. Nah, they put that food on my plate so I could go out there and eat, and They like when C-Mac got hurt early in the year, the head coach came up to me like, I need you to, put this thing on your back. And I'm like, that's what I came here to do, So, they let me do it.
Let you go to work. Let you eat.
For sure.
Eat whatever you want. You play with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I think most people before Christian McCaffrey got injured would say he's the best running back in the NFL. Yeah. And then Saquon obviously had this year. What makes Christian McCaffrey from someone that's played with him and seen him up close?
Nah, he's just different. Like, he's one of the most serious individuals I've been around when it comes to football. Like, he's very intentional. Dawes has, like, a very, like, he helped me elevate my work ethic. You know, like, he does everything very intentional. Like, even in walkthroughs, like, me and DJ would be cracking up because he, like, sprinting in the walkthrough, you know. But, nah, like, he just has a different skill set. He's different.
Who do you think had a better season? CMC 2 years ago, I think, when he went to San Francisco, or Saquon last year?
That's so tough. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers.
Me neither. I'm just going off
like
the top of my head. I would say CMC, personally, just from what he can do in like the receiving game. But I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, nah. That's the thing with him. He can run routes. He could catch the ball good. Blocks good.
So you would say it's the CMC year?
I don't know the numbers. I mean, my mindset, I probably give it to Saquon because they won the Super Bowl. So I probably, give it to him because of that.
Right. At the end of the day, it's all that matters. All right, I want to jump to 2022. You're in Carolina. This was obviously a big moment. You had a little scuffle on the sidelines with one of your coaches. What was going through your head like at that moment? What happened? Could you say or explain something that people may not understand of that moment?
The thing was, like, they took me out the game, and I was just kind of confused. Like, why am I being taken out the game? And everybody else is still playing, and it's a game that, we're kind of have a chance to win. So the competitor I am, like, that confused me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I wanted to be out there.
So for people that are listening that don't really know, you had like a heated moment on the sidelines with your receiver coach.
Yeah.
And then he took you out of the game, whatever. I guess my question for you would be, is it common on sidelines in the middle of games to have like these types of somewhat blow-ups with like coaches? And I'll give you context to that. We obviously saw Travis Kelce in the Super Bowl do it to Andy Reid, whatever the fuck AB's was in the middle of the game. But I feel like it would be a lot more common. Is it?
Nah, I feel like it's a lot that doesn't get captured on camera.
Right.
Like, behind the scenes, obviously, how I handled it, that wasn't the time or the place. But there was things that took place prior to where I handled it correctly. But in that moment, on the biggest stage, I didn't.
Right.
So that's on me at the end of the day. But it wasn't like, I done heard people try and say I walked off the field. Nah, that's not true. Like, I tried to go back on the field.
Yeah.
I got sent into the locker room more so probably because the coach didn't want things to go to a whole nother level, but was I innocent? Nah, was I provoked?
But you're a competitor. Like, it's dumb to expect. I think that, to me, is one of the dumbest misconceptions from like the fan side of things, is like, how do you expect a player to not be emotional in the middle of the game?
Yeah, like, what I was supposed to sit back and go be happy. Yeah, all right, I'm out the game.
Yeah.
It's fourth quarter, we could win.
Yeah.
So.
My take on it, because obviously this just happened with Tyreek. And obviously us as fans freak the fuck out because Tyreek is like, I want out pretty much. But at the end of the day, like, everyone's heated, right? Like, you didn't make the playoffs. Sure, did he take himself out? Who knows? But at the end of the day, like, you guys are competitors. So I think it's a dumb narrative to kind of expect you to be as tamed as you're supposed to be given like the spotlight.
Yeah, and when we out there, bro, like, we not like how we vibing right now. That's not the energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, the only thing is like, where I've grown is like, my thing was, I used to like stay in that energy, you know what I'm saying? But I've learned how to, compose myself, but it's easier said than done being out of it. And that's human, growth, dude. And maturity.
Yeah. Would you say that moment led to you getting traded, or no? Nah, there was other things.
So that summer, I requested my trade.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it was a trade on the table for me to go to Baltimore. And they didn't want to do it.
Right.
Baltimore wanted to do it. Personally, I wanted to do it.
Right.
I just felt that my first year in Carolina and then going into my second year, things dropped a lot that I was unhappy about, frustrations, and I just didn't feel like it was the right fit for me in the bigger picture for my career. And going into the third year, I tried to give it an opportunity again, and then some stuff happened, and I was like, I kind of see where this is going at, and just didn't feel it was the right fit. And then the Baltimore trade came on the table. And they didn't want to do it. They couldn't come to an agreement from a compensation standpoint.
It's always the money.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's business.
Yeah.
You know, so understandable. Then when Coach Rule got fired, you know, I requested my trade again. This is the week prior to me getting kicked out of the sideline.
Yeah.
And then there was like basically every team that they called was interested.
Right.
It was just more so probably seeing how things was gonna play out. So it looks like the situation happened
Solely because of that.
Yeah, I get traded because of that. That's not. I was already.
It wasn't isolated.
Yeah, it just Arizona kind of jumped on it early.
Yeah.
Then the situation happened with Hollywood.
Right.
You know, the coach out there, I had a relationship with.
How'd you know Cliff?
I didn't know Cliff,
you
the
didn't know
receiver coach.
Oh,
he
the
was my
receiver
coach
coach.
at
Yeah,
the Jets, so I already had a prior relationship
okay.
with him. And then, you know, he vouched for me. He's coached me before. He know what I could do. And, you know, it just worked out like that.
So you get traded to the Cardinals, not because of that specific moment, but I think it was like the day after. I think it was after you had the
basically the next
blow.
morning.
So then you get traded to the Arizona Cardinals. I've always wondered this. Do players get upset when they see the compensation based off of like what they were traded for? Like if you see a 5th rounder, you're like, fuck that, I should be a 3rd. Or is that dumb?
Nah, it's just more so the amount of your salary. You know, for my situation, Carolina had guaranteed and paid out basically paid me all my money on my contract.
Yeah.
So they got compensated on basically what Arizona was gonna pay me. So I ain't take no offense to it, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, you jump into a room with Cliff and Kyler and Hollywood and D-Hop, right? D-Hop was there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, AJ Green.
AJ Green too.
Yeah.
That might be just on paper alone might be the best receiving room that you've been a part of.
Close. I probably so because 4 of us versus Miami, Waddle me. But
That's
yeah,
fair.
I'd say, yeah, that was a lit receiver room.
Was it a weird fit in Arizona? Why don't you think it worked out in Arizona?
Opportunities.
Just opportunity.
Yeah, it's just, I think looking back in the perfect world, I wouldn't, as a receiver, request for a trade in the season.
Yeah.
Unless like it just happens. But I mean, they had a good plan for me. Like they had like specific plays in that fit my skill set that it just didn't get there. And I think with being a receiver, you got to get that time to get chemistry with your quarterback.
Right.
Me and Kyler ain't really have no time.
Right.
You know, it was in the middle of the season and stuff like that. And then he got hurt. So it wasn't a weird fit at all. I mean, I was excited about it. Seeing what they were doing, what they have done in the past, being a team that had been in the playoffs and a high-powered offense and style of offense that they ran and his capabilities. I was excited about it, but just the opportunities.
So whatever. Arizona doesn't work out. We don't talk about Arizona. Arizona wasn't a fun one. But what was a fun one was Miami last year.
Now, Arizona was fun, though.
What was fun about Arizona? It doesn't seem like it was too much fun.
I mean, on paper, yeah, but, you know, it's more than just that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't a day I didn't want to go to work.
That's fair.
It wasn't a day that I enjoyed. I learned a lot out there. I feel like Arizona, that part of my career really was very necessary. Being around AJ Green, D-Hop, my coach, and then the younger guys around me, I really was able to mentor them.
Yeah.
And I got better every day. Like I was ready. You know, I was preparing, and the opportunities I did get, you know, I did what I could do.
Yeah.
So and living in Arizona, beautiful.
It's beautiful, but then you go to Miami and you're back home now.
Yeah.
You get to walk into a room now with Tyreek and Waddle and Mike McDaniel, Tua. Did you feel like you were walking into a room and I had to be the vet, or were you like, I have something to prove still, given what just happened the previous year?
I just walked in and be
yourself?
Be myself. You know, I was at that point in my career, I was a vet. It was, you know, it was natural. But like when I met with Miami, they discussed me having a specific role, you know, and I embraced it, but I don't get caught up in that. My mindset's always, when my opportunity comes, make the most of it.
Yeah.
So that was my mindset. And just organically and naturally, you know, I was that veteran and, you know, played that role.
I'm curious because embracing that role as a veteran, you obviously get to work with Mike and Tua. Mike McDaniel's leadership is something that I think you're either into it and enjoy it, or you're on the opposite side of it and you're just like, this is not going to work out. What's his deal? What's something about Mike McDaniel that you think goes unnoticed about his leadership style that is something you resonated with? Or nothing?
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't try and like find faults in people. and things like that. For me, I didn't have no problem. I felt that he was like he can coach veterans.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you just have to like just buy in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I won't sit here and try and like find a fault in him.
No, not a fault, but like I would say any funny memory or interaction with Mike McDaniel that encapsulates who he is, in your opinion? Like in your head, you're saying to yourself, like, this is a Mike McDaniel that people don't get to see as much, I guess? Or is the person that you see exactly who he is?
I feel like he shows you who he is through it all. I don't think that it's like, and you know, they be having like the videos of him mic'd up and stuff like that. So I feel like that's who he is.
That's who he is,
yeah.
It's honest. Well, then what about Tua? Tua, I feel like if anyone that's listened to this podcast for 4 years now, I have defended Tua because everyone sees Justin Herbert, they see Joe Burrow, they want the sexy, like Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, even though Joe hasn't won one, even though Herbert hasn't won one. What about Tua goes unnoticed? Because I keep defending Tua as this guy who is an elite quarterback, but what about Tua goes unnoticed from your perspective?
What you mean, like on the field or like off
on the field, or from a leadership perspective? Like, what do people not understand or don't see about Tua that makes Tua Tua?
I don't know, because I don't really know what people like. I don't really know what they.
So I'll give you an example. About him. Most people with Tua don't find him to be someone that you could win with. He's injury prone, any of these things. Like, in my opinion.
I mean, but y'all, I mean, he's put up a winning record with y'all. He's won like the one, what it was, 2021, y'all went on a winning streak with him. So
nothing, but would you say nothing goes unnoticed then? I guess like the person that you kind of see Tua is the same like Mike McDaniel. He's very honest.
Bro, I say this that a lot of people don't know about Tua, right? Bro, Tua is funny, bro. Like, Tua is a funny person.
Tell me more.
Like, he's just funny, bro. Like, he's just very, like, he's a people's person. Like, always has good energy, even, like, after a bad game. Like, he's always, like, you know, he's very good person, in my opinion. You know, he's funny, cool dude.
I like that. And he plays the ukulele, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, dog be on. He done perform, singing the song in the meeting and stuff like that. But he's a good dude.
That's awesome. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I got to ask the most important.
You good, bro. We ain't got to rush.
All right, then we don't. I have so many questions to
I'm
ask
vibing,
you.
Bro.
I got to ask the number one thing. Why Chosen?
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Why did you change your name to Chosen?
God led me to it, and it was just the, you know, recreation for my generations and my legacy.
Well, you had Chosen one as your Instagram name way before you decided to change that to your name. Well, what about that name obviously was something that like you made as your Instagram, and then when was the decision to kind of turn that into your full name?
I just always felt chosen for everything that God had for my life. And I just felt like where I come from, you know, I was a chosen one.
Yeah.
You know, one of the, like, not to sound no type of way, but one of the few to, you know, make it out. And then the decision to change my name, I actually had thought about changing my last name for a couple years. But then as I really grew even closer to God, as I continued to grow closer to God, that name just resonated with me. It just felt like it made sense.
So do you introduce yourself as Chosen? What's the introduction process?
Yeah, like if I meet people today, I'm like, hey, what's your name? Chosen, nice to meet you.
And then what do they say?
They be like, oh, wow, that's a cool name. That's such a beautiful name, and things like that. Or like if they see it on my ID, they're like, that's such a beautiful name. That's such a great name.
So crazy.
And then, but then sometimes people like, wait, hold on. Ain't you Robbie Anderson?
Yeah. Well, that's what I told you. It was like when I was explaining to people that you were coming on the podcast, it would be like, I'd say Robbie Chosen. They'd be like, who? And I'd be like, Robbie Anderson. Do you remember him? And then they look you up and then they see it and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, so, that's why I rip it though with like Robbie Chosen Anderson.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Or, you know, just so they don't forget, so to say, I guess.
And you named your daughter, right? Chosen is in her name as well?
Yeah, her last name is Chosen.
That's crazy.
Charm, Grace Chosen.
Beautiful. All right, well, I asked a bunch of people that follow us to submit some questions. And I didn't tell them who was coming on the podcast, but I said, if you could ask an NFL wide receiver any question, what would it be?
Right.
So this question comes from Michael Hancock. He said, in your opinion, what aspect of wide receiver builds the best wide receiver? So is it footwork? Is it speed? Is it hands? What aspect of the wide receiver play builds the best wide receiver?
Hands. You can't play receiver. You ain't got no hands.
Yeah, you play DB then.
You can have footwork, but if you can't catch the ball, you could run a beautiful route. You can't catch that ball.
Well, that's why, like we just said, if you can't catch the ball, then you go play DB or you go play defense.
Mm-hmm.
This one comes from T. Vollmer. What's harder to play with, a bad quarterback or a lockdown defender?
I mean, I don't feel like nobody could cover me. And my mindset is even if I'm covered, I'm open.
Yeah.
If it's double coverage, I'm open.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, I don't know. I don't be like to say like nobody's no bad quarterback though, so. But I'd probably say that would be the harder one because it's like if you got a bad quarterback, you won't have a chance. Even if you lock down, you still might, you feel me, be able to make a play or something.
Yeah. This is a fun one. Macro Moles said, I want to talk about hospital balls.
Yeah.
Is it bad luck and bad timing, or is it always on the quarterback? Again, this is coming from a wide receiver. Like, we as fans talk about hospital balls. I need you to clear the air.
Yeah.
Is it bad luck or is it on the quarterback?
It's probably both, but sometimes it do be on the quarterback because he might just be trying to fit it in there. The ball might not get there. And then it'd be some, I guess you could just say, I won't say bad luck. I don't believe in luck. It just is what it is.
It is what
You're
it is.
going to take them shots sometimes. That's the name of the game.
Well, I'm blaming Derek Carr for taking Chris Olave off my most recent fantasy team this year, so his hospital balls might be on there.
But if that's the case, though, Derek Carr retired, so why would you not? Bro, you gonna have you need to consult me about your fantasy team because, bro, you I don't know. I'm starting to question your evaluation skills.
Chris Olave was amazing.
So why would you take him off if Derek Carr retired? That don't make no sense.
Oh, no. So you're misinterpreting. I had Chris Olave last year, and then because Chris Olave pretty much had a lot of concussions last year, and it relates to the hospital balls, that's where I'm blaming Derek Carr for that.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's on the quarterback.
Yeah. I heard something about he was the reason he was getting hurt, but
okay, we don't have to talk about that.
It happens.
Yeah. All right, a few last questions. According to Chosen Anderson, Robbie Chosen Anderson, who are the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL right now?
The top 5 in the league right now. Like my favorite, or just like what everybody says?
No, your favorite. Your top 5, because I feel like, and I've asked a lot of players this, I feel like a lot of players wouldn't say the players that us fans would, because we just see the fantasy stats and the high level stats.
Yeah, bro, y'all gotta stop doing that, bro, because sometimes we just can't control how many times we get the ball.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna go like different route than everybody else do. My top 5 is gonna be like the unnormal top 5, like the top 5 probably like I ain't gonna say they underdogs because they proven.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only gonna try them boys like the top 5 wide receiver tools because they not wide receiver tools. They just get a little bit less opportunity. So I'm going to go DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, George Pickens, Brandon Ayuk, and Jameson Williams.
That's a good list. But it's all wide receiver twos, like you just said.
Yeah.
They just don't get the opportunity.
No, they're not wide receiver twos, though.
They just are wide receiver twos on the team, I guess. Or they're wide receiver 1Bs?
Nah, bro. Like, you got to think, bro. This is how I look at it, right? If, let's say, all of them get less targets than the quote-unquote number 1 receiver, but they still got just as much yards, that actually means they probably better.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they don't need the ball as many times to go make it happen. Reverse it. If they get more targets and they get less targets, but their yards neck and neck, who really is the number 1 or number 2?
I still take Tyreek over Waddle, but I think it's close.
Them boys ain't no number 2. Don't try it. I got to stop trying to put people in definitions like that.
All right, I have a fast 5 I want to ask you. I'm going to start asking every player this. I'm going to ask you 5 quick questions, and I just want top of head what comes off, all right? Mm-hmm. Where was your favorite place you've ever played?
From team I played for or just you saying
however
stadium?
However you interpret that.
I'll probably say the Hard Rock. Hard Rock was lit. I always like playing it though. I mean, because I'm from here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This the field, the grass, the stadium be cool. I'd say the Hard Rock was one of my favorite places to play.
All right. Hardest NFL stadium to play in?
It's a toss-up between the Saints and the Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah,
wow.
they that's a hard place to play at. That's gonna be loud.
All right, well, on the opposite side, the easiest place to play.
The easiest place to play.
People would say Miami. I've heard Miami.
Miami
before.
ain't. I mean, nah.
Because the heat.
When you play on the road, it's hard. Like I remember playing, cause that sun be beaming and like you have like a migraine because it's directly on you. But I would probably say Miami pretty easy to play at though, for the most part, because it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
And the crowd's not really like.
Yeah, we're bad fans.
It's not really. Yeah, y'all like the thing with Miami fans, bro, is like. It's like Scarface. Remember Scarface? Like,
Never watched it, but continue.
How everybody, like at first when he was at the bottom trying to work his way up, everybody looked past him. Then, boom, he's at the top. He looked like this and that. Everybody love him. That's how y'all are, bro.
We're
like,
bandwagons.
Yeah, bro. Y'all not really like real fans like that. Like y'all and
well, hold on. I don't that's bullshit.
You might not. You probably
Fair.
are, but for the most part,
means a lot.
bro, if the Dolphins start losing, y'all not gonna go to the game.
I agree.
That's not real.
I agree.
And one thing too, bro, y'all like not you, but a lot of Dolphins fans, bro, they don't know football like that. And they
agree.
just like it's
but that's
like,
Miami.
Yeah, Miami's like they love you if you popping, if you flashy, this and that, and this and that, that and this, and then like Miami like has the mindset like. They'll look past the boss because he's not flashy.
Yeah.
And then they'll look at such and such like glam and gliss. It's everything.
All right, what's the biggest misconception about being an NFL athlete?
The biggest misconception about being an NFL athlete? I don't know. That's tough. Like probably, I can't really say just one. Probably a couple. I'd say like one is like that we just like everybody just be blowing their money and just like running down the street, money falling out their pocket, like, you know, just like silly like that or something. I say another thing is that like everybody that play is like a, you know, like that jock mentality.
Yeah.
Like
it's not like that.
I'm better than you, cooler than you. Some people probably do act like that, but me, I don't act like that. I'm chill. I'll probably say those like the two biggest misconceptions.
And last but not least, your most memorable moment in the NFL.
My most memorable moment in the NFL? I don't know, probably the year I touched my 1,000 yards, that game and that catch, I touched my 1,000 yards because the years prior in New York, they were always trying like, he's not a number one, he hasn't gone for 1,000, and then it just, you know, shift and go to a new team and touch 1,000 out the gate like that. I'd probably say that.
I like it. That was your I made it moment.
Yeah, probably, but I don't like to define myself just based off like statistics and things like that, you know, because things be out of your control.
Yeah.
You know, but probably that.
I got one last question for you, and I think it's a really important one, and we kind of like touched on who you are off the field and what makes you like kind of you a little bit, but if you never caught another pass in the NFL, what would you want people to remember about Robbie Chosen Anderson, both as a player and as a man?
I mean, I don't define myself based upon like football. That's just that. Like I'm more than just a football player.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even like it's like my life's not like if I do or I don't, it ain't the end of my life.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually the beginning to my actual life because football is this, the rest of your life is that. So I don't try and define my, like I'm not like, I don't like introduce myself, hey, I'm Chosen the football player.
You're Chosen the man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man of God. So I would just, the definition of me, I would say is a man of God, you know, on his journey, living in his purpose, you know, father, husband, and, you know, just trying to be the best man I could be in every aspect and impact lives and just in a state of gratitude and peace and love.
I love it. Robbie, you're the man. You're the first person. You're the dummy. Man, you're no longer a dummy now.
Bruh, when you cut the camera off, bro, I'm going to see about you calling me that, bro, for real.
Robbie, thank you. I appreciate you coming on, man. It means a lot, actually.
Nah, for sure. Appreciate it.
You, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.